I know a lot of kids lit up during kayaking, and their whole kayaking, none of them had touched the kayak. You know, and they couldn't believe they were out there, and they're all just smiling. You should see some of them, because, you know, you got to keep your balance when you're kayaking, and then someone want to wave and show everybody, like, look at me, and then as soon as they go to lift their hand, then they back on there, and they like, hey. Boys and Girls Club is a nonprofit organization that is particularly, it is geared towards youth, school-age youth with a particular interest for those from disadvantaged circumstances. We work with kids, character development, to develop the kids in multiple different levels of social levels, developing them with social skills that they may not receive at home. Well, Outdoor Stew, it actually started with the thing that we called a venture camp. A venture camp came out of DCNR from Tom Ridge Center. They were coming over here on the first Fridays, introduce something to the kids, and then we would go out there on the third Friday to follow through with what they got introduced to. And this would going throughout the year. This would happen like starting through the fall, into the winter, from the spring. So from the experience of those kids going through it for a whole year, the wrap up of that would be that they would go and enjoy the whole camping experience, the outdoor experience as one would camp. We wanted to bring that back. So, you know, with the connection with the end from the DCNR staff and the end from the Boys and Girls Club staff, and, you know, Brian Gula and myself, we never left communication. We stayed in contact and constantly pushing that thing. Then thanks to Presque Partnership, it was able to come back to life. You know, Brian did a whole lot of homework, and he brought it on home.
Thank you.
Thank you for a wonderful time.
You're welcome. Enjoy it.
Thank you. It's like
Keep on being a good steward of the land. You know, for me, this is just phenomenal to be a part of programs of this nature, making partnerships with local groups. Without that support, we wouldn't be able to offer these types of opportunities. I mean, this type of quality is unreachable without the support of a variety of groups. You know, the Boys and Girls Club, the Presque Partnership, DCNR, all the staff and the volunteers that we have all help to make this program a success.
It definitely has had an impact, and it would definitely have an impact on a lot of these kids. You know, it took a lot of some of these more hardened kids, which you would be surprised. You look at them, they may have the stereotypical shorts and pants and hat and the do-rag on and all this, and you would never think that this would be a kid that'd be concerned about the environment, or this would be a kid that one of his kids go to throw a bag down, eating a bag of hot Cheetos, he throw it down, and the kid would say, hey man, leave no traces, man, get that up. That was like, became an inside joke. But leave no traces was a lesson they learned on camping trip, where they even did the project where they found out how long things took to decompose and break back down. So one thing leads to another, and then the things that get thrown in the water from the city side, how they always come up into that certain part of the bay. And so the greatest impact I think it would have, that it did have, on those kids that attended the camp before and this camp, is more respect for the natural resources, more respect for the land, taking care of things.
Aye. Hey, I believe Bob.
Hey, Bob.
I gotta get back to my block. With my pizza in my hand. I'ma be a pizza man. Hey, Bobby Bob. I gotta get back to my block. With my Chevy in my hand. I'ma drive a Chevy van. Hey, Bobby Bob. I gotta get back to my block. With my nunchucks in my hand. I'ma be like Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan. Chevy van. Pizza man. I'ma be a pizza man.
So that if there was anything I would hope for, look for, if we could even actually take our whole camp and get cabins or something somewhere and do this whole thing with all of our staff and all of our program, and that become a part of our summer program where we take a week and do this thing with everybody, because it's very hard to make a selection of 15 kids out of 120. So that would be my hopes, that the direction this thing would go, where it could grow and it could grow. Of course, these things cost, so we take what we can get. We're satisfied and we're happy to have it and happy to give any of these kids an experience. But that would be the overall goal. Hoping that the right people get the message and everybody really understands that this is very much needed. Very much needed, and the desire is there. So as far as for supply and demand, the demand is there. We're just hoping that we can supply that need.